What'd they do?
The police killed my daughter, came in my apartment and shoved her off the balcony.
Some explosive allegations on social media from the mother of a young woman who fell from a high-rise balcony to her death Wednesday evening. The sign that reads, "Rest in Power, Regis Korchinski-Paquet," is now mostly covered in bouquets of flowers. And tape in the shape of a heart encircles the spot where the young black woman landed just after 5:15 Wednesday evening. The family claims Toronto police, who were called to the 24th floor apartment for a domestic incident, were involved in her death. The SIU has now been called in to investigate.
Something's not adding up to me. It just doesn't add up.
Sam Renda is Regis's uncle and tells me Regis lived in the apartment with her mother and two siblings. They told him they called 911 because Regis had epilepsy and was having a seizure they couldn't manage. But that when officers arrived, the family was told to wait in the hallway, so did not see what happened. Renda says he is devastated, as is the entire family, by his niece's death, and says a full investigation into the circumstances is needed.
I'm very suspicious. I'm very, very suspicious. Something just makes no sense to me. It really doesn't. I really hope they figure this out because it makes no sense to me.
The SIU stated on Wednesday evening that when police officers attended, they observed a woman on the balcony. A short time later, the woman fell from the balcony to the ground below. An update today from the Arm's Length Agency states they're aware of the allegations regarding the 29-year-old's death and are asking to speak to witnesses. Both Mayor John Tory and Police Chief Mark Saunders said today they agree with and understand the community's need for answers. But Saunders urges the public to please wait for the facts.
I am anxiously awaiting for the investigation to be complete. I'm awaiting all of the evidence, the fingerprints, the statements, any type of DNA, to tell the story, to tell the truth.
How did this woman lose her life? How? How are these officers not being held to the highest standard? These people are the people that have been given the power by the government in order to enforce the law. They need to be held at the highest standard out of everybody in the country.
Some members of the black community expressing their mistrust of police, especially in light of the police-involved killing of a black man just south of the border. George Floyd died earlier this week during his arrest by a white police officer in Minneapolis. That incident spurring 2 nights of violent protests in that city.
I'm freaked out. I couldn't even go to work today, nothing.
Meanwhile, at the High Park Avenue building where Regis died, other residents are still reeling from the horror of what happened. This man came out onto his balcony when he heard the commotion of what he says was 6 police cars arriving.
Then about 10 minutes later, she came flying off like we were standing here looking like this, and she literally flew by us and crashed into the ground.
A memorial march is being planned in honor of Regis Korchinski-Paquet for this Saturday. Mourners are expected to walk from Christie Pitts Park to Queen's Park starting at 2 p.m. On High Park Avenue, I'm Pam Seatle, City News.